Hey, and welcome back to another Logos Grammar episode. In the previous one, we talked about how to use past perfect progressive grammar-wise. Now let's learn when we need to use it. So, first and foremost, we use past perfect progressive to describe a continuous, ongoing action that continued up to or stopped before a time in the past. For example, the survivors of the earthquake looked horrible. They had been living in tents with very little food and water for weeks. Let's take a look at our timeline. In this point, we saw those survivors. It was in the past, and those survivors looked horrible. And this part of the timeline represents the period when those people were living in tents. It's not a one-time action. It was an ongoing action that lasted, that was happening till we saw them. The survivors of the earthquake looked horrible. They had been living in tents with very little food and water for weeks. Now, which happened earlier of these two actions? They looked horrible, or they had been living in tents? Of course, if your answer is they had been living in tents, then you got it right. Out of these two actions, we put the one that happened earlier into past perfect progressive tense. Okay, another example. The Aerosmith fans had been waiting in line to buy the tickets for over 24 hours until they were sold out. Let's look at our timeline again. Here, the tickets were sold out. The last one was sold out. After that, here, there were no more tickets to buy. And this big part stands for 24 hours, when the Aerosmith fans were standing in line to buy a ticket. And this process, this period of time when people were standing in line, was finished here in this point. Now, which of these two actions happened earlier? People standing in line, or when the tickets were sold out? Of course, people standing in line happened earlier. This is our ongoing past action that was continuing until another action, the tickets, were sold out. This is the point where this action stops. They looked really tired, as they had been working in the garden half a day. Here's our timeline. Here, they looked tired. And here, they were working in the garden, which was before they looked tired. An ongoing action that continued till a time in the past. Okay, I hope it became clear to you. See you in the next episode. Stay tuned.